So the new theory is that they were killed by 30 to 50 feral hogs.
Cool, welcome back, everybody. It's trial time here in Danganronpa Town, population 3, 2/3 blind. That's me and John and Audrey.
Hi.
Yo!
It's been a couple of weeks, just enough time for you guys to forget all of the clues, as is tradition.
Uh-huh.
What are your thoughts currently?
Would the disease be a motive? Why would the disease be a motive?
Why did Ibuki hang herself?
Okay, so we actually have developed
here?
some theories.
Okay.
That we tried to stop developing so that we would do it on camera. But
Fan theories.
yes.
Yeah.
Current big theory is that Hiyoko was exsanguinated to give blood infusions to the
To the ones who were diseased.
yeah.
Ooh, creepy.
Yeah. Also,
Because where's all the blood?
yeah, where was all the blood? She died of blood loss from a cut on her neck. There's spots where blood was. Possibly it wasn't done super well. The implication it tries to be that it was like, oh, it was just a little cut on her neck, and then she died. Except she died of blood loss, and then there's like blood splatter everywhere, and all these things. And suddenly, like, Nagato's okay now. Or, I mean...
And so's Akane.
Yeah.
And so the theory is, I also think, now that we've reviewed the truth bullets, that the smear on the floor indicates that she was not killed there. Well, she wasn't killed when she was tied up. She was moved. She was killed somewhere else.
She was killed somewhere else and then was tied up. Yeah.
Yes. The other, I think, pretty obvious thing is that she was killed first, and that's why the temperature was so high, was to screw up the timing of the murders.
Yep.
We think that she was tied up when Hajime came in, but was concealed by black paper.
Yep.
So all the murderer had to do was rip down the black paper while Hajime was gone, which there would have been enough time to do. And that's why there's a number of those clues. The other theory is that Ibuki being very suggestible helped.
Yeah. Was complicit in killing Hiyoko and then
Was either
complied by killing herself.
Yeah, or was killed, or in some way,
Yeah.
because she couldn't be healed and then reveal what had happened.
Right.
All of this points to Mikan. But there are also some problems with that.
I don't think Gundam did it.
No,
cool.
no. It's certainly, I think, that what Hajime saw being filmed was not actually what happened. I think they'd been dead for a while at that point. I think it was filmed upstairs at the hospital by someone pretending to be Ibuki, but that's why the hemp bag was so important. That points away from Mikan because when we rewatched the episode, the person appears really flat-chested, which Mikan is not. What was the other? I feel like there's a couple other things.
There's also rule out Akane, I guess, as being the...
the door.
Oh yeah, the gumming of the door. That it was actually like a gumming glue that is what was holding the door shut, and not really the stick, because it looked like you broke. We sort of broke a stick or something that was jammed in there when we opened it up. But we're thinking the stick was already broken to make it look like that's what it was, and it was actually like some gummy, tacky glue mixture that was in the door that was actually holding it shut.
Mm-hmm.
All right, big if true. Let's find out.
Okay. The other, regardless, I'm pretty sure it has to be Mikan, or Kazuichi, or Sonia.
Okay.
Yep, I think those are our top three.
Kazuichi, because he had things to do with the, he could screw with the filming.
Well, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial.
And Sonia, because there's just something kind of off there.
During the last trial, you present your arguments of who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you go correct, only the blackened will receive punishment, but if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave the island. Oh well, no one cares about this boring explanation. Let's get on with it already. Correct.
So what's the kind of, what's the decoration here?
Stony.
Yeah, kind of.
With some sort of light sand. Is it sandstone? Is it like a sandstone?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't mind starting the trial, but I don't really have a grasp on how the case played out.
It could also be him because it could always be him.
You know, because I was asleep the whole time.
Conveniently.
Even if you do grasp it, you're just gonna confuse the heck out of us, aren't you?
Yes.
But Nagito's not alone. I don't really get it either.
You're fine. Your head's always empty. Or empty anyway.
Fuck you.
Empty head? Eh, what's wrong with that?
You know, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right, Akane.
Listen up. The emptier your head, the more dreams you can stuff inside it, you know?
Yeah.
She's still kind of a more extreme Hina.
Yep.
But I like Hina and I like her.
Yeah.
It'll really break my heart if it's her. I can't see how it could be.
That would be...
Yeah.
That'd be a surprise. Anyway, we shouldn't proceed with the trial if those two can't participate in the arguments.
Technicality.
Since he's the first witness, why don't we ask Hajime to explain the incident and the sequence of events?
Sure. Then let's start with when we split into the hotel team and motel team because of the disparities, or team hospital and team motel.
Yes.
Team Motel for life?
I'm still team water cooler. The hospital team consisted of Nagito, Ibuki, and Akane, who were infected, and Mikan, Fuihiko, and me.
We're doomed.
Yes. Still possible that Mikan got infected and this was all, like... The other 5 on the motel team were myself, Gundam, Kazuichi, Chiaki, and Hiyoko.
Yeah, Motel Team rocks!
Woo!
Hospital Team sucks!
Spending the night at the hospital was prohibited, so Hajime and I had to sleep at our cottages.
I woke up at my cottage on the day the incident happened. It was awkward.
Nothing bad happened.
Mikan came by to wake me up. And told me that Nagito had recovered from his symptoms. We immediately headed... Nope. Okay, apparently. That's not how I remember it happening, but... Oh, yes, that is how I remember it happening.
Yep.
Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. We immediately headed over to the hospital, and after we confirmed his recovery, I made Mikan rest in the on-call... That's right, in the on-call room, since she hadn't slept all night while I waited in the hospital lobby. This is what comes of not playing for 2 weeks.
Yep.
Yep, all right. That's right. And then I saw the incoming signal light on the surveillance camera blinking before our scheduled time.
Blinking sinisterly.
When I pressed the button to turn on the monitor, what appeared on screen was...
Saika's ghost!
No, she has both her hands.
Oh,
No.
true enough.
A video of someone wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head. I know it was hemp, even through
It
the...
was definitely
Tell from
him.
here.
Yes,
Bethesda.
climbing a stepladder.
Amazing! Such a heart-pounding story. And then what did you do, Hajime?
God, I hate you.
Where did Nagito get popcorn?
Oh, no. Akane had it?
That's true.
I tried to stop them, of course. I didn't run in the wrong direction, growing my gorilla, but, you know. I rushed out of the hospital and ran to where the video was being recorded. The music venue.
Because technically speaking, both directions were towards the music venue. It's just
It's
one
true.
would have been more closer than the other.
True.
It's a circle. Yeah.
It's not like when I got there I checked the body anyway, because that would make too much sense. But it was too late.
Probably.
Probably. By the time I arrived, the person wearing the hemp bag on their head was already hanging from the ceiling.
But what a nice hemp bag they had on their head, though.
Yep, but we're confirming that there was not that torn piece of paper up there at that time. See?
That's true.
I thought I should tell the others right away, so I headed to the motel.
Yeah, Team Motel!
Why the motel?
Because that's where everyone was, you doofus. Because it was close to the music venue, and unlike the hospital, there were more able-bodied people there. Doofus.
Doy.
At least that's what I thought, but the only person who came with me was Chiaki. But what about Gundam?
Gundam was there, he just didn't come with
He
him.
didn't come
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But I remember feeling a little relieved because not long after, we met up with Mikan and Fuyuhiko.
If Fuyuhiko's, by the way, involved in yet another murder, we're gonna have to execute him one way or the other.
Yeah. We were also looking for Ibuki since she disappeared from our sight.
What?
She moved a little to my right, and my lack of peripheral vision has really started to become a problem.
No, Mikan went looking in the hospital rooms, and Ibuki wasn't in her room, and that's when Mikan grabbed Fuyuhiko and they went looking for her.
Yeah. Outside, I believe.
Yeah.
Because Fuyuhiko got there and was, like, running all over the place.
How come Ibuki doesn't get a themed X? I feel like she would have appreciated one.
I think the only one with a themed X is Tero,
Yeah, you're right.
who was gross enough to, like, be mocked even in death.
After I rested a bit, I started counting everyone at the hospital. 3.
One.
It was 3.
2.
And then I noticed Ibuki was gone, so I sprinted out of the hospital. Coincidentally, I ran into Fuyuhiko, so I pleaded with him in various ways to see if he could help me out. Various ways.
Various ways?
Not now, Kazuichi.
Don't say it like that and confuse people.
To be fair, when it comes to Mikan, that's a
That's-
fair
Yeah.
guess. Sip of water. After I heard from those two that Ibuki disappeared, I had a feeling she was the person wearing the hemp bag.
Wonderful hemp bag.
Yeah, also
Finely
the
crafted hemp.
hair coming out from under the hemp bag at the beginning was kind of an indication, but okay. So I immediately led them to the music venue.
Sad thing is, Hajime doesn't see hair. All people are bald in his eyes.
Or blonde.
Or blonde. So Sonya's got hair.
Yep, he's definitely not some kind of, blonde supremacist.
But the door wouldn't open. Since we had no other option, the 4 of us broke down the door.
Even though 2 of them were girls.
Incredible.
2 of them were girls. And when that happened, we didn't just find Ibuki's body. We also found Hiyoko's. Not just that, the body was taped to a pillar.
Strong tape, even with a lot of it.
It was really
Of course,
strong
she's
tape.
also very tiny.
Yeah.
That's when we heard the body announcements, not once, but twice in a row.
And so, we decided to lower the hang body, didn't we?
When we removed the hemp bag, just as we feared, it was Ibuki.
So that's how the case played out. Thank you. I understood it very easily.
So you're not going to talk the rest of the game, right?
No deal.
Well, it's clear what the problem with this case is. When Hajime left the music venue, who...
Wait. How do I know anything Hajime just said is true?
Fair. Huh? I mean, he could be the murderer. Like,
Sorry, I'm only being impartial right now. And the story I just heard is clearly suspicious.
yeah.
Hajime, if you're the only one who saw the hanging video, and the first one to discover Ibuki's body, then you could be lying as much as you want right now, right?
Hate you. Lie? Why would I lie? Which is exactly what the murderer is going to say.
You killed someone. Obviously, so you can make us ignore what might be an inconvenient truth for you.
No, I support
the murder.
I support science that proves global
We
warming.
all support Al Gore.
Do you doubt me?
No, I doubt Al Gore. If you're not lying, I would like you to prove it.
How?
Come on, try to prove it to me. Prove you're not the killer.
John, do you want to do your rant about proving a negative?
No.
Okay.
Coward.
Can't prove a negative. Just as Kazuichi said, Nagito's the kind of guy who'll just confuse us and make matters worse.
That is
And
true.
yet, we let him participate in things. He could be here and fulfill all of the requirements and still have duct tape over his mouth. I am just saying. Damn it. I shouldn't have explained it to Nagito. I'm in trouble now thanks to that. More importantly, we should have duct taped his mouth. Okay.
Listen, it's not motel room key, because...
Shit, what do you do to... What's the thing for...
Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
Hang on.
These controls are clearly suspicious.
I swear I just pressed those. But, okay.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie, and the fact that Ibuki hung herself, that would also be a lie. I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime is the only witness. Oh, hey.
Why would Hajime lie?
Obviously because he's a killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were... what? Something. Means it probably is Hajime's fault.
Hajime didn't see the movie.
Until later. Until
Yeah.
after.
I'm not the killer. There should be a contradiction somewhere.
Really should.
Yeah, all right.
Really, really should.
I need to find that and break on through to the other side.
Excellent.
What? There we go.
And the fact that Ibuki hung herself, that would also be a lie. I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime's the only witness. Why would Hajime lie? No, he's a nothing
Did Hajime...
Ah,
Oh! You got Nagito'd!
all right, that... I get a do-over, all right. That's
That's fine. Everyone gets to John once.
Yeah. Heck, 3, 4, half a dozen times.
Maybe every single time for an entire
There we
game.
go. No! Fuck you! I'm not the killer. I mean, there's no way I'd be able to imitate. For some reason, I was reading it intimidate, and I don't know why.
Listen,
imitate that movie.
As someone who's borderline illiterate, I have no right
Right.
to judge.
Here's the thing. First, I read intimidate, and then I was at intimate. Intimate.
Oh.
Which is closer.
Yeah, it's more of a verb, but...
Yeah, imitate that movie.
Of course you're not. I already knew that.
Shut up. Huh?
Before the incident, Hajime had never watched that movie. His invitation ticket is proof of that. Each person only received one ticket, and they're marked with a stamp that shows the date and time. Isn't that right, Monokuma?
Yes, no mistakes there.
Which means there's no way Hajime, who never saw the movie, could commit murders that imitated it.
God, I hate you. I'm still not sure what the imitation of the movies has to do with anything.
One was a hanging, and the other one
Was the person pinned to a tree, kind of like...
Shot full of arrows.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's almost like it's super flimsy.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't exactly know how that ties in.
Or, did anyone tell him what happens in the movie? Of course, no one did, right? Oh, hold on a sec. You're the one who brought this up in the first place.
Second
Yeah,
place.
he's a pain in the ass. Nagito, what are you doing?
I don't know.
Being Nagito.
Well, since we're opening with your witness testimony, I thought we should solidify the foundation.
I hate you.
It also provides a good warm-up. Everybody feeling good? Let's do some brain calisthenics.
And stretch.
And
stretch.
1, and 2, and 3.
What? Warm up. This isn't a game, you know.
Hachi, don't get mad. I just think warming up is really important, especially since this isn't a game.
He's not 100% wrong. I really hate
That's the
him.
worst part.
He's almost never 100% wrong, except for the times he's blatantly 100% wrong.
What a waste of time. Well, knew it would turn out like this anyway.
There should be a part of every trial where we all bring, like, rotten fruit and we just throw it at Nagato.
Yes.
Brrr.
Now then, since we know Hajime's testimony is reliable, let's move on to the arguments.
So, this means Ibuki definitely climbed the stepladder all by herself, right?
Yeah, I'm positive. Assuming that I wasn't tricked.
Hiyoko is just so low to the ground.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna miss her.
Then that seals it. Ibuki committed suicide. If Ibuki committed suicide, then who killed Hiyoko? A murder coincidentally occurring in the same place as a suicide. Ain't possible, huh?
Well, it
It ain't
is.
possible.
Case closed.
Like I said before, it's pretty clear what the problem with this case is. Killer murdered Hiyoko while Hajime was gone.
No, the problem with the case is that
The problem with the case is... so all we gotta do is establish who could have possibly done that. Then let us ask Hajime. How long would you say you were away from the music venue?
Hajime, you're so popular this trial.
couldn't have been gone for more than 10 minutes.
10 minutes! A fiendish number!
The most metric of all numbers!
Well, if the 4 Dark Devas of Destruction helped.
That's true.
So, they killed Hiyoko and taped her up within 10 minutes? There's no way that's possible.
That's why the killer stalled for time by making the music venue a closed room. What do you mean, a closed room?
It's very clear.
The killer blocked the venue door from the inside to try and keep us from entering right away,
Closing the room.
thus closing the room.
However, that door is the only entrance to that fucking fire trap, right?
True enough.
If they blocked the door from the inside, the killer would not have been able to leave either.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Which means, when we broke down the venue door, the killer was still inside.
They were?
No.
If that's the case, the only suspicious people are those we don't have an alibi for that time. Those who don't have an alibi for that time. Those who what don't have an alibi for that time. Like you two, Sonya and Kazuichi.
He's not. Yeah. Me too?
I mean, it's decent logic, but unfortunately for him, we're only 10 minutes into a trial. But what the hell? Why's it gotta be us?
Well, because you don't have alibis. You just explained that.
The others all have alibis.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Chiaki, Mikan, Hajime, and I all broke down the venue door together. Gundam met up with Hajime at the motel right before that. And if Akane and Nagito were laid up in the hospital, the only person that leaves is one of you.
There's another person who doesn't have an alibi. You know, Nekomaru.
Is Nekomaru not here?
Nope.
I haven't
Does
seen
he
him.
have a sign in his place?
I haven't seen him.
I don't know, actually.
Me too! What?
Hey, why are you talking like...
Oh, it was a Nekomaru impression.
Huh? You're kidding, right? You're not up to something weird, are you?
Oh no.
Like, you know, the stuff with the...
Oh no. Please stop making bad jokes.
Anyway, if the killer was hiding inside the venue, we should obviously doubt the people who don't have alibis.
Is Nekomaru hanging out in the
Like in the control room, or...
Yeah.
What a wicked way of backing us into a wall. Is this his professional skill?
No. The killer was inside the music venue.
Ultimate Yakuza.
Free Hiko obviously thinks so, but
Still in part 1 of this trial.
is that really it? Is it? Oh, yep, it's just that.
Yep,
Okay.
Yep, just empty.
I believe we're looking at the semi-transparent blob.
Lob it up.
Oh, sorry.
Or it might be. The killer was still inside by locking the door from the inside. They tried to keep us from getting in. They Seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock. Because that would kill everyone.
Lock was on the floor in front of the door. Are you talking about the broken drumstick? Drumstick. You could use that as a
No,
bolt.
it's for you,
You could
Hugo.
use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared. Boom.
So it looked like they had just rushed over.
I have seen this in a serial crime dramas.
Yep.
That person's remark contradicts the truth. I should be able to prove that with my evidence. I think the semi-transparent glob is the locked from the inside. The Fuyihiko.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the
Not-
door
not
from
that
the
one.
inside.
Not that one. It's a different
Keep us
one.
from getting in. Stall for time.
Yes.
How did they lock the door?
Of course, I agree with Miss Sonia.
Lock was on the floor. Broken drumstick.
That's what we're
That's
looking.
an agreement, though.
That's an agreement.
Oh. What? Shit.
Use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
And then things happened.
So there's only two things. There's just the
Yeah,
one
it has to be
disagree
the
and
lock
one
from the
agree.
inside, especially since he says it needs to be contradicted.
Yeah.
All right.
I wonder.
From the inside.
All right. Ha-ha!
Lunch break.
Finally.
Hold on a sec. There's also a possibility that the door was locked from the outside.
Get myself a
More or
rectangle
less.
of pizza on
From the outside. How?
Ooh. Pizza.
Yeah, let's get some pizza. Screw this murder crap.
Well, you can debate murder and eat pizza at the same time.
I would say
Their
you
hands
can't.
are free.
My mouth will be too full of pizza.
I mean, I won't feel quite as passionately about it. My my objections will be a little softer, I think.
There was a semi-transparent glob, important that it's semi-transparent, stuck to the venue door. Maybe that's what they used.
Semi-transparent glob. Like rubber, maybe?
I think it's flubber, if I'm looking at that
Ooh.
correctly.
Robin Williams.
So,
Aw.
you like bounce off of it? Or what's the deal?
Hey, bounce off of it. It's hilarious.
It wasn't rubber at all. The semi-transparent glob was probably
A delicious gummy. Oh.
So
glue.
it bounces off of me and sticks to you.
Be quiet, Fuyihiko.
Yeah,
No,
that's fair.
actually, don't be quiet. You're one of the more useful people here. That semi-transparent blob must have been glue.
Glue?
Like from horses?
Yeah, I think so too.
Why don't we just ask Chiaki what she thinks and then just
Having
roll with
eaten
that?
some, you could have just yeah, pretty sure. It had a firm, gel-like chewiness. I could smell workshop chemicals the moment I put it in my mouth.
I forgot about
I
that.
regretted the whole thing. That was a terrible choice. But based on all that, I'm certain it was glue.
Also, I might die.
No, she's just seeing a lot of colors right now. This is a much more fun.
I didn't know glue was edible.
Oh, it's not, sweetheart.
Chucky's just high this entire trial.
I believe it is not something one typically eats. Unless, did I misread that about Japan? That glue was only applied to the areas where both doors touched. By pouring it in the gaps of the closed doors, they must have sealed the venue door from the outside. Or they could have just smeared it on both sides and then closed it. But whatever.
And thanks to that, a glob of glue was left where the door was stuck. Yep, it fits perfectly.
But if you just stick them together with glue, you'd be able to break down the door easily, you know?
Even with two girls.
Even with two girls.
That doesn't really matter. The killer only did that to make us think the door was locked from the inside. What did you say?
It better not be you, Fuyihiko. I don't think it is, but...
First of all, didn't that drumstick we found seem really obvious? Almost unnaturally so.
Well, actually, if it was what was used, that's exactly where it would have been.
That's true. It was so obvious that it makes more sense to think the killer placed it as a diversion. You saying the drumstick was a trap the killer set on purpose? Then I totally fell for that fucking trap.
And to be fair, it took us a few minutes.
Okay.
Dude, nope. Hold your intestines, dude.
No. Think of your organs,
Still healing.
man.
Still healing.
Apologize to Miss Sonia. And me. However, you're not allowed to slice open your stomach this time.
Too fucking
no.
late. God.
Oh,
You
jeez.
still don't have an alibi, dude.
In a quarrel, both sides are to blame.
Oh,
I
fuck
don't
you.
Care who's to blame. I don't care who started it. I'm ending it. That's why it's better just to have no sides at all. A shapeless void, an endless darkness. Gaze into it.
She checks her email, has just gotten a job offer from the New York Times.
So, during the 10 minutes Hajime left the venue, the killer murdered Hiyoko and created a closed space.
Close. We're getting closer.
And they also taped her up after killing her, right?
Even quick work has limits. What unimaginable speed for a slowpoke like me.
Huh.
If they couldn't have done it while Hajime was away from the venue, they must have done it earlier than that.
Earlier.
I mean, the other option is after, at which point we have time travel involved. And let's
Where's that air
work our way
purifier?
there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying we're not getting there with weirdness if people are just hiding themselves inside of surfboard cases, but
Using that sword to get to that window like anyone
the
would have.
surfboard case is larger on the inside.
But when Hajime got to the venue, only Ibuki's body was there, right?
And when you went back with everybody else, Hyoko's body was there too, right? But it's possible that the body was just revealed at that time, when Hyoko was actually killed earlier.
Yep.
Just revealed? Of course, the body wasn't revealed on its own. The killer did that too. Here, I have proof.
Knew it.
That scrap of paper. Is that what we found in the baton lighting at the music venue?
That's right. But just what is this scrap anyway?
You obviously know, so just
Just what could it be? Anybody? Nikan? Sonia? Anyone?
that scrap was stuck on the baton lighting in the music venue. Now, I should be able to something
Snowboard.
figure out what it is. Is it snowboard?
Might be snowboarding.
Or it's
Oh!
Gambit, yeah.
Shit. What's the thing again?
One word? You gotta combine the A's?
And then I shoot it.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope,
Oh,
you don't
that's
want to start with an A. Okay.
right.
Maybe a W.
W because it's wallpaper.
Very good, very good.
Now trash the W's.
Wellpaper.
So this is the part where you guys talk about random things, right?
We talk about the art of war by Sun Tzu.
Wow.
I pirate to say that. I don't know.
Well, that first A was pretty precious, huh?
Yeah, I didn't think A would be so
Oh
rare.
no, the W's! Whew.
Nicely done.
We almost had a W now.
Hey!
Unnatural, the W's touching the L's,
Oh,
you know.
L's in the middle.
So John, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
That's good stuff, good stuff.
Let's see.
Good, we're great at this.
We are
This is
so awesome.
the best.
At, time-taking banter here.
So we talked a couple episodes prior about how Audrey would turn in, basically sacrifice several characters in order to bring Taka back. Do you have a character that you would sacrifice other characters to bring back?
Ooh.
Fuck, I know what I'm doing
Let's
wrong.
see. Well, let's just frame it as: is there someone I would pick ahead of Taka? Because Taka's a pretty good bar. Taka's a pretty good bar. Part of me wants to.
This is getting
Part of me
harder.
wants to go with.
You've taken barely any damage though, so go with.
Part of me wants to go with a character we really didn't get a lot of time with. So, maybe a Sayaka or a Leon.
Who would you trade for Leon?
I don't know.
Because Audrey had to trade 4 characters to get.
Oh, that's true.
to get
Yeah,
Taka.
you have
I'm gonna
to
say
actually
the
trade
same
someone
rules.
here. Yeah, it actually has to be value. You actually have to be giving it up and not just dumping salary. Well, Papa. Sorry.
Very helpful. I don't think I'd give anybody up for a Leon and his baseball murder.
Well, no. I mean, you can say someone who it's a much
There we go.
So the answer is Leon, but we wouldn't get everyone up.
I kept pressing the wrong buttons, so that had as much to do with it as anything.
I pay a low cost for Leon.
Look, I'd give you half Hiyoko and half of
I'd go maybe Maharu for Leon.
Okay, we're gonna pause this one to the next one because you know we're gonna have more. That scrap, isn't it part of the wallpaper in the storage room?
Wallpaper in the storage room.
That's impossible.
In the music venue storage room, there should have been black wallpaper that's the same color as that scrap. And by should have, I mean there was.
I mean, I saw it with my own eyes.
There's also a tear along the edge of the wallpaper, wasn't there? If so...
You're right. If you overlay the scrap that was caught on the lighting with the tear in the wallpaper... See? It fits perfectly. We have that here somehow.
So now we're carrying around a giant roll of wallpaper in
Yeah.
addition to Sayaka's hand.
That strikes me as something, I don't know, Akane would have just brought, thinking it was food.
I see. So the scrap that was caught on the baton lighting was originally part of the wallpaper.
And what's wrong with that? Does it have something to do with Hyoko's body disappearing?
Sweetie, I love you, but you
Is
need
it
to
a
try
magic
and keep up.
trick?
It's a magic trick. A mere nobody like me isn't important enough to answer that
I
question.
hate you.
But if you guys were exceptional enough to identify that scrap of paper, you can figure this out easily.
Hate you so much.
Tra-la-la-la-la.
That scrap of paper stuck to the baton lighting was part of that wallpaper I found in the storage room. Come on, Hajime.
Surf. Oh, snowboard, snowboard,
Is it connected
snowboard.
to the sudden appearance of Hyoko's body?
Just gonna throw us another Hangman's Gambit right away.
Trace it back from there. The answer should become clear.
Seems more like a snowboarding.
All right, let's give this a try.
Yeah!
All right, John, remember, your job is to tell me which direction to go.
Oh, got it.
Move,
Left stick to move.
accelerate, brake, jump. Accelerate, brake, jump. Okay.
Whee! Alright, so John, your question master. That was a jump.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
When you see a gap, jump was not in my job description.
I didn't realize
you
the
do
first was
those
a gap.
Oh, watch out for the triangle. Triangles will get you every time. That's just known.
It's nature of the triangle.
Okay, this might.
This one's a little more.
Yeah, they're gonna get harder every time, so look forward to the last trial where this is like crazy.
Great.
Oh look, it's disappeared because you already hit it once.
Yeah! I remember. This makes me want to.
Say remember?
It makes me want to remember.
Fuck.
It's very Tron-like. It's very like
This
light
is-
cycles and Tron.
It is like Tron meets SSX Tricky, very much so. Yeah. Nope.
Ooh, question one. Why Bucka's body suddenly appeared at the crime scene? It was hidden. You want to go left. Left, red, left. Yeah!
We're up to 1.
Zoom! You hit a zoom strip.
Yeah! Radical! Hajime showing us some sick moves!
You jinxed me.
It's like...
just be careful. Those, it's a double-edged sword.
Oh. I was gonna say this is just like Rainbow Road from Mario Kart, but y'all were Nintendo deprived, weren't you?
No. We
Yeah,
play.
no,
I mean, I had a Super Nintendo.
Ah, there you go. So yeah, it's just like Rainbow Road from Mario Kart.
yeah. When I played, but didn't have quite as much practice on, it's like, what did the color? Used to hide her body to the wall, but blue. You want blue side. Blue, 32, blue, 32. Which, I don't know, is that like an option left or something? I don't know.
Cool, we're talking about a different sport now.
Yes.
Hey, come on.
I recently visited my grandparents, and when my grandma has in charge of the television, which is most of the time, there is baseball on the television at all times. So I watched a lot of baseball.
Good for you.
A lot of Cubs, a lot of Twins.
Good. So, point here is that you have a, good
interesting.
grandma who's
Yeah,
taught you
exactly.
well.
If it's at all times, that also
Oh,
means
this
like
fucking sucks.
You have 4 more health pips. Not to put any undue pressure on you. But also, you only have 1 more question, so...
Okay, that will jump on its own.
Whee! Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Question 3.
Dun, dun,
How's
dun,
Killer
dun,
Hyder bother
dun,
the
dun,
wallpaper?
dun, dun, dun,
They
dun,
cover the
dun,
pillar
dun.
red side. I think it's red side.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Stop. You ran out of
Oh
time.
my god!
You ran out of time.
It's no use. I can't go on any longer. I don't have any other options. Everyone
Everyone.
doubts me.
Sorry. It just showed a guy.
These trials come to the end for some reason. I guess it's time to vote for some reason. Woo! This makes no sense. Well, everybody voted for Hajime for no reason whatsoever. Yeah! Hajime's not the black one, so y'all die. Anyway, bye. And now, this will all be punished. That means you too, Hajime.
This is my hour end.
Almost all of our, except for that one
Yes,
person.
I would like to retry. We will never give up.
Never surrender.
Freedom!
I feel like I need to snowboard again. In my mind. Everybody talk amongst yourselves.
I do not like this game.
Hajime's doing that. What he described as
Palace
brain
thing.
snowboard thing again?
I don't know. What
Should we get a doctor? Yeah!
I keep thinking that that O is going to be the.
Yeah!
Fuck!
Yeah! Take that first hole.
Well, how do you think you two would do with this? Okay.
Marginally better, but not significantly.
Yeah.
There's a similar game in the next, there's a similar media game in the next game that I did not do super
Okay.
great at.
It was hidden, right?
Right blue. Yep.
Oh, it was red the first time.
Oh yeah.
So we can't trust on the colors. Gotta actually pay attention to the words. Words are radical. Ow! Stay
You are
in
not
school and
helping.
read,
Neither
kids.
of you are helping me.
Are you kidding? That didn't fall that entire time.
Yeah, you did actually pretty good.
Okay, fine. I'll just sit here and be annoyed with you, and that'll take care of
Hey,
it.
if annoying makes you focus.
I am focused. It's just
Right
hard.
blue. Right blue.
Excellent. We're doing much better this time.
We.
We're your emotional support. Remember this time when I talked about my grandma making me watch baseball? Good times.
Yeah. And
Nice!
Woo.
That was a pro gamer strat right there. No falls. Success.
Left red.
And that's where we ran out of time last time. We got there in half the time.
Which was cheap.
Woo!
Okay.
Success.
So after running it once, I knew how to do it. That's fair. I mean,
That's how video games work.
Yeah.
It's like running a Mario
Fine.
level, or an SSX Tricky, or a one of them Banjo-Kazooies.
Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot.
right. I got it. Hyoko's body was hidden before we found it. Yes, I know I've been zoned out for 10 minutes now.
We've been drawing on your face.
It would have taken quite a long time to tape up a hidden body. Almost as long as you've been snowboarding in your mind.
I was actually about to ask, which of them would be the one to draw the dick on Hajime's face, but it's obviously
Kazumichi.
Akane.
They would compete to see who could draw the best one.
No, the body was already taped up, and the killer hid it along with the pillar using the wallpaper. We couldn't see the obvious size difference, but okay.
What? They hid the pillar?
I mean, the size difference was Hajime looking at it for 2 seconds, where he
And
was
being
also
just-
looking at a body.
Yeah.
True. I mean, admittedly, we went and paused it and rewatching and compared, but... Yeah, by wrapping the wallpaper around the pillar, the killer was able to create a slightly larger pillar.
Not a slightly larger pill. The fiend.
I guess. So when I first discovered Ibuki's body, Hyoko's body was already there. Okay, alright, I see it now. However, because it was concealed within a slightly larger pillar, I didn't realize that at the time.
Oh, so they wallpapered all the way up. I
Yeah,
figured they just
okay.
like wallpapered over Hiyoko.
Yeah,
And we were expecting a bulge.
Yeah, that's why they had the two
Right.
wraparounds. That's understandable. I mean, it makes sense that you'd notice Ibuki's body right away.
I would hope.
Oh.
So they used the baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the wallpaper. Oh.
Yeah, which is why there was
Yeah,
some all
yep.
the way up, and then it got stuck.
That's you.
Oh God! The baton lighting forms a perfect circle around the pillar, so using it to hang the wallpaper totally fits. I was like, certainly Sonia will continue to talk.
Then, the reason the wallpaper was covered in so many stickers was to make it look like that pillar.
I think it naturally came with the stickers. Oh well. That's how they hid Hiyoko's body, then peeled off the wallpaper as soon as I left the music venue. If I'd only looked in back, I probably would also have been murdered.
It's true.
Yeah.
Although, technically speaking, they, quote-unquote, can't kill a third person.
But that hadn't been established at that point.
That's true. But the killer made a mistake. They accidentally ripped off a piece of the wallpaper. Because of that, scrap was left on the baton lighting.
The killer must have been in a hurry. If the plan took too long, Hajime could have walked in on them.
But going to the trouble of hiding the body and the pillar is very bold and risky.
Yeah, I would never do anything bold and risky. It's definitely not me.
But the crime itself would be much easier to pull off, since they don't have much to do while Hajime's gone. They just have to peel off the wallpaper and stash it in the storage room. It's not that big of a deal. I could do it. I'd do it in half a heartbeat. I'd kill all of you.
Then, when was Hiyoko actually killed?
Good point. And on that note, it's about time we shed some light on those imitation murders.
Actually, it would be pretty useful, since that's a part that I don't get.
You mentioned imitation murder, more than once, but what is that?
What pink thing is emanating from her?
That's her hand. Oh, that's a question mark.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? You haven't seen my masterpiece, The Wizard of Monomi 2.5D?
Hey, don't put my likeness in your movies without my permission. I have
What?
lawyers.
You're pretty noisy for someone who eats moss balls.
I'm not that good, and nutritious and full of vitamins. I mean, I don't eat moss balls. I just enjoy looking at them.
Oh.
I know it. There's so many similarities. It must have been intentional.
Buki's death by hanging matches the Scarecrow's death from the movie. I mean, not just that, but Hiyoko getting taped up after her death matches the lion's death, is to a lesser extent.
Kinda.
It's as if both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie, although the mutilated Tin Man was omitted. But why did the killer go to all this trouble in the first place?
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out. Guys.
Is it? To mix up the killing order.
Yep.
Yep. The reason the killer imitated those the two victims in that movie, I should be able to explain that now. To mix up the killing order. Is that really all it is? I guess that's really all
I mean,
it
it does
is.
help that, yeah.
The reason the killer imitated two of the murders from the movie was so we'd mix up the killing order, which is definitely what would cause us to mix up the killing order, not the fact that I saw Ibuki's body and we didn't see Hiyoko.
I might as well have a backup plan.
Oh.
Then Hiyoko was actually killed before Ibuki?
Yep.
A valid line of reasoning. Yeah, it's valid. The condition of Ibuki's body suggests that as well. What do you mean? What do you mean? Huh. If you're going to cry and beg like that, then I guess I will hear about the condition of Ibuki's body.
What?
I'm not crying. I will let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
Chiaki gets no respect.
What a jerk.
You have no room to talk.
Yeah, it's coming from me.
Pot meat kettle. Oh, I see. You want me to explain it to you, right? Because you don't understand what I'm saying, right?
She's really accustomed to dealing with gamer guys.
An even bigger giant. Impossible.
For a plain golden pumpkin, become a golden carriage.
Look,
Or plain yellow pumpkin. That's right.
Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right? That means when she was still alive, her feet were touching the floor.
At some point.
Yeah. What is wrong with that?
Ibuki can fly!
But it seems Ibuki was still standing when Hyoko was killed. That would mean Hyoko was killed before Ibuki.
Unless it's chicken blood on her feet.
Unless it's chicken blood.
So many dead chickens.
We should count the chickens.
Poor Chikao.
Haha! How light? Your words are so light. Light as the sylph's feather.
Okay. Gundam needs a timeout.
Your opponent is out of your league. It is too absurd to try to perplex me so inadequately.
Man, he's being annoying again.
Been a while,
he's
hasn't it?
still nowhere near as annoying as most of the people here.
First and foremost, you claim Ibuki's feet were touching the floor when Hyoko was killed. How can a low-class creature with no psychic abilities like you know something like that?
Alright, that's enough, Gundam.
Because she was doing something that's only possible if her feet were on the floor. Seems you suffer from a pathetic delusion.
Alright.
Gundam.
You're one to talk!
Yeah.
What a weird dynamic we've gotten into.
Anyway, if this continues, we're just gonna talk in circles. I think it's best we clarify Ibuki's status when Hyoko was killed.
Status with poisoned. Asleep. Blind.
Confused?
Confused.
Oh, no.
Probably, yeah, I was confused.
Blood on the souls.
I like that. We got the original and the remix.
Yeah. Ibuki's feet were on the floor. On the floor. I am telling you to present your evidence. Did you see her walk in?
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on something?
Were there even any footprints at the crime scene?
Maybe her feet were on the floor, but she was like sitting or something? So instead, there'd be a mark on her ass.
Weak, I say. It doesn't even pierce my heart.
So we're looking for an agreement. Chiaki said Ibuki was still standing when Hyoko was killed, but is that really true? Stepladder? Was she sitting on the stepladder? His feet were on the floor.
So present your evidence. You see her walk in? Sign she stepped on something is things that are souls is.
What?
You want the soles of her shoes match stepped on something. Weak. Blood on the soles match.
Okay.
Sonia's.
Alright. Oh, that's right. We haven't actually discussed the blood on the soles.
Nope.
It's
Nope.
just so obvious.
We just talked
Yeah.
about stupid stuff so far. I mean, it's the first half of a trial.
Yep.
Oh! You double
Try to-
johned!
Tried to sneak past and ooh.
Don't go for the hat trick.
Hush. No, this is me for some... This is me just consistently not pressing the right buttons.
Oh, it's fair.
Baby brain.
Yeah!
There we go.
Consent.
Consent!
Consent.
Always get
Into the
consent
tent.
first, people. Just as Sonia said, Ibuki stepped on something.
You say blood.
That something was blood.
Blood.
There were faint blood stains on the soles of her slippers. Okay, I seriously
Blood
thought
stains
that
on
we
the
had already
soles
talked
of the
about
shoes.
this.
Yeah. Nope.
Nope.
That is not Ibuki's blood, right? She suffered no external injuries.
Then it's Yoko's blood. Yoko's only wound was a fatal slice on her neck. And she died almost instantly, right?
I guess
Right.
according to the thing, even though it's not how bleeding out at the neck works.
I mean, only like samurai drama, sprays.
Yeah. Then again, here we are, so...
If Ibuki stepped on her blood...
It means Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was mortally wounded. Which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Hiyoko was killed.
Argue!
Fuck.
Yeah! Sword time!
Wah, is that it? A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still reeks of lamb, Hajime Kanata. Yes, I got your last name wrong.
Kinata?
Yes.
Confirm advance. Hey,
Does that mean you have a rebuttal?
does that mean you have a rebuttal?
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? That is a good line.
Or you stole it.
But are you sure you are sure? I show you how serious I am. This world might be destroyed.
You're just being ornery for no reason.
I'm missing lunch now.
You see, if we'd ordered pizza, this wouldn't have happened.
Should have ordered some pizza from the Murder Mart.
You are so frightened you cannot even make a sound. Seems you realized our difference in status.
We're friends now.
However, the time for conviction starts now. You better entertain me to the fullest. Jumpy agrees.
Now. Let me... I just need to remember. Slash overturn, fast forward, overturn.
Young to you? Ha, impossible. Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor. Except for blood that was never there. God, there was blood. Did you see my own nightmare?
What went wrong there?
You cut the blood clue rather than use
Well,
to shoot a sword.
What do I use for that?
Triangle.
No, I know, but what should I be using? Should it be...
There was like a mopped up blood stain.
Yeah, so is it a trap?
Smudge on the floor. Impossible. Remember the crime scene. Blood on the floor.
No!
Shut up! Oh, it's over already. All right,
Thank
cool.
God. Those are the worst. Those are much worse than the skateboarding.
Oh.
That's not it. The reason there was no blood on the floor is because the killer wiped it away afterwards. Only that tiny smudge?
Don't say such foolish things. You do not have proof of that at all.
Yeah, I do. Look closely. There's a streak on the floor where blood was wiped away.
When the killer tried to hide Kyoko's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time. But Buki must have already stepped in it, and the killer probably didn't even realize it.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the floor was so we'd mix up the order of the murders, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if they're able to hide Hyoko's body, it'd be bad if her blood was left out in the open. Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open, and it wasn't bleeding from any open wounds at all.
Yoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding.
But...
Actually, bleeding will stop once the heart stops beating, so I don't think they had to go that far.
John?
What?
Aside from Mikan, none of us were aware of that fact. So the killer probably did not know it either.
Maybe the heater was running inside the music venue so it would screw with Mikan's autopsy?
That's right! I didn't know the time of death because of the heater!
She couldn't be acting more suspicious if she tried. Now I'm starting to think it's a feint.
Yeah.
The time of death wasn't mentioned in the Monokuma file, just to keep concrete evidence from us. It means you're a douchebag, Monokuma.
Yeah!
Yep, since we have all this evidence, there's no one else who wants to object, right? That's decided. Yoko was killed before Ibuki.
It appears that it's wiser to retreat for now.
Why do you have to make this
Fine
difficult?
then. But regardless of good or evil, there is no deceit in holding one's convictions.
What?
There's
We are getting mushrooms on the pizza.
Shut up and back off about the mushrooms.
Can we have mushroom? We're getting pizza, right? After this,
we're
getting
definitely
pizza.
getting pizza at this
We've
point.
locked it in, yeah.
Now then, let's resume our debate so that we can put in a pizza order.
All right, pepperoni, obviously. And I'd like pineapple.
Nagito would.
Wait a second. There's something I want to run by Monokuma first.
Again, didn't something like this happen last time, too?
To be clear, I don't like pineapple. I just want to hear the argument about it. Hey, if the victim actually committed suicide, what are we supposed to do?
Name them as the... Huh?
Is there some kind of precedent?
Suicide? Hajime!
Same as always. You have to vote for who the killer is. Think about it. A suicide means you've killed the most important existence of all, yourself. Unfortunately, that means there's no Blacken to punish, but I guess in a pinch we could always punish Monami.
Why me?
There isn't a computer here to do.
Oh.
Nagito? What do you mean, if the victim actually committed suicide?
Well, I mean, I understand Hyoko's death, but I'm wondering if Ibuki was really murdered. For example, it's possible Ibuki killed Hyoko and committed suicide due to a guilty conscience, right?
Why do I get the feeling you know that's not the truth, and yet here we are?
Because that's all I ever do.
Yep.
That's totally impossible. Then she never would have killed her to begin with.
I mean, that's not the reason, but...
She was afflicted with a despair disease, remember? That means anything can happen.
The totally real despair disease.
But if Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify the sequence of the murders, right? After Hajime saw the hanged body, the sudden appearance of Hyoko's body soon after means the killer had to be alive at that time.
It's a really neat magic trick of Ibuki's, but I think that's probably not the direction.
Then she was alive.
No.
When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, she was just pretending to be dead.
Like a possum.
Like a possum.
Hanging by the neck.
Yeah, one of those neck possums
Now,
here, but
admittedly,
Australia's
we were
got 'em.
arguing that Hajime should have walked forward and confirmed that she was dead.
That is true.
If she waited until Hajime left, that's when she could have made her move and messed with the crime scene.
How did she get down?
She hanged herself, remember? There's no fucking way she could have faked that.
And if she was going to fake her death, I think she wouldn't have chosen hanging. Her body would have been defenseless in that state. If anyone touched her, that alone would have ruined her plan.
Great job, Hajime.
I see. So that means there's no doubt that someone killed those two. I'm glad. Now I'm free to search for the killer.
Shut up.
What the heck?
Indeed. There's still one more issue on my
I
mind.
bet there's more than one issue on your mind.
If Ibuki didn't commit suicide, then just what was that video Hajime saw?
Huh? Wait, I was briefly possessed by the spirit of Makoto.
According to that video you saw, Ibuki was by herself when she climbed the stepladder, right? Does that mean someone forced her to do it?
Forced? Perhaps they used hypnotism or something?
Yeah, that was it. Nailed
Yeah.
it. Break. Let's all get pizza. I don't know anything about that.
He knows so much about that.
Don't say it all proud.
Putting that aside, it seems obvious that the killer did something.
Yes.
So, maybe we should figure out who was able to do whatever that was?
So, an alibi. Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi. Since Hajime has seen the video, it is clear what time the crime took place.
But just to be sure, that surveillance camera doesn't have a record function, right? Right, Kazuichi?
It's a cheap-ass surveillance camera, you know? I keep the good ones for my... there's nothing. There's no way it'd have some kind of sweet recording feature.
We trust
That-
you implicitly.
That one did not. Then, the video Hajime saw was actually live?
From New York at Saturday night.
Very good.
What other time would Hajime have seen that video?
I saw it at the hospital, right before Monokuma's morning announcement. And I saw the body at the music venue a little after Monokuma's announcement.
So Ibuki hanged herself right before Monokuma's announcement. And since we established that Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki, that means the time that the murders occurred was before and during the announcement. Then, we just have to find the person who doesn't have an alibi during that time?
Kind of.
Now then, I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi commence.
Sonia, I think the last time that you used that operation, you ended up invading Serbia.
Liberating Serbia.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah. Not even sure what they're going to talk about at this point. We can exclude the sick people like we did at Minakane.
And what about the others?
Not before the morning announcement. I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that. So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
That was where I was supposed to be. My own cottage. That is not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
Just like the time we invaded Serbia.
The murder supposedly happened before and after the morning announcement. The person who doesn't have an alibi for that time. Well, I guess it's Fuyuhiko?
What's his
According
account?
to this? Fuck if I remember.
Well, look at the truth bullets.
How do I look at the truth? Oh, open handbook menu.
There
I
we
keep
go.
forgetting we can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think I played most of this game without realizing you could check truth bullets and non-stop debate.
Right up until that sort of says.
I guess, according to this, Fuyuhiko doesn't.
Yeah,
But
doesn't-
Sonia...
That doesn't have anything to.
Yeah, the only thing Fuyuhiko said was an agreement statement.
Yeah.
So there's the three of them. I guess it's Fuyuhiko's account? Because technically it doesn't include that period of time.
Well, but I don't know if there was a statement to shoot that at. Because he said, I was in my room, and it was an agreeing statement, not a disagreeing statement.
Oh, they were all agreeing statements?
Not all of them, but the one he said specifically about his alibi was.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah, like you could say you could agree Fuyuhiko's account does say that. but
nobody hasn't. Okay, so I guess we're shooting the one that says nobody has an alibi, and technically, according to this, Mikan has an alibi.
Yeah, because there was a little bit of that time. There was
Right.
some of that time in which you two were in which Hajime and Mikan were together.
Right.
Oh, we were there. They were together.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, let's try that then.
Let's start talking about this in public.
Ah, damn it.
Bye, alibi. Yeah!
Woohoo!
I like woohoo. I think it's
Hold on. Not all of us are missing an alibi. God, I don't want to have to talk about this. In fact, Mikan and I both have alibis.
And I am not going to
And
go into
STIs.
details. Oh.
You two have alibis.
Up until I saw that hanging video, Mikan and I were actually together for a while.
Please don't let me tell you about it. We even woke up together that morning.
I hate
you.
I will go into details.
Hey, what kind of situation is that?
I accidentally fell asleep on top of Hajime.
It's even more That is even more embarrassing than it sounds.
No, Chiaki.
Too much info.
It's not like that. She just came to tell me Nagito's condition had improved and then got into bed with me for some reason.
And
I
then
had
fell asleep.
nothing to do with it. I almost suffocated to death, all right? I am the wronged party.
And we went to the hospital together afterwards, so we were together right before the announcement.
Well, I kind of sent you away.
I get it. You guys have alibis.
Please don't say anything more.
If that's the case, the killer must be someone else. It's better if we think about it like that.
And don't think about other things at all.
The killer decided to falsify the murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway. So it is inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very important.
Huh. It seems like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
Wow, it's becoming more and more like the time in Serbia.
What a boondoggle. But committing an imitation murder? Is that really all it was?
Huh?
Faking the time of the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi in the process? Was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate the movie?
Are you saying there was another reason?
Nope. I feel really bad for confusing you guys so much.
Oh, you do not.
But that's how I feel. I think the killer had a completely different reason for falsifying the murder sequence.
The killer had a different reason?
Makoto!
That's the case. Are we still in the killer's trap?
Trap.
Inside a trap. Set by one of us.
Supervised by a panther. Overseen by a gorilla. Executed by a mayor.
Laid by an egg. By an egg? Oh, I don't even know
Laid
what's going
by
on in
an
my
egg!
head. Like-
What a horrifying sequence.
If so, then whose and what kind of trap is it?
And whose line is it anyway? Trial. Suspended.
Suspend!
Imagine. Oh, go.
All the people.
Well, hello there, mon ami. The moss balls sure look tasty today.
Well, yes, they do. Hey, wait. Don't characterize me as someone who lives off moss balls.
What's a moss ball?
Ball of moss.
Ball of moss.
Okay.
And here's some chance time.
Oh, what's that?
Now then, mon ami's appeal time starts now.
Appeal time?
Your kind-hearted big brother is going to give you the chance to reclaim your honor. Good luck. Show those jerks who treat you like a red-headed stepchild who's boss.
That's like 99% your fault.
While you were whining, your time's already running out. So please make your appeal simple.
What?
About 30,000 words or so.
That's too long. It'll just be a boring appeal.
Come on, if your appeal is successful, there might be merchandise opportunities heading your way.
What on earth are they both talking about?
Then I'm Usami! Magical miracle girl Usami! I'm a little bitty girl who's sweet like milk.
Dislike you more like that.
Jeez. And I thought a certain robot's little sister was supposed to be the best.
The best.
What a disappointment.
Who are you talking about? I have no clue whatsoever.
Alright, well that was a waste of time.
Okay.
Hey, and we'll figure out more about trial stuff.
On the next episode.
I was about to say that it would be really, really cool if this was hosted by Drew Carey.
We'll get Drew Carey to join us on the next episode.